So today we're going to talk about acne and how it has absolutely nothing to do with how much you wash your face or the quality of your skin products, but actually how it's a hormonal signal which tells your oil glands to overproduce. So here's that exact mechanism and why it starts with what you ate yesterday. So looking at how a pimple actually starts, you have your sebaceous glands. They're not randomly firing. They're receiving a hormonal instruction to do so. That hormone is the IGF-1, or the insulin-like growth factor 1. That IGF-1 is activating your mTOR, which is your body's cellular growth switch. So when that switch is on in a sebaceous gland, it's just going to be producing too much oil. That's it. The reason for every single pimple you've ever had. So looking at this diet to pimple chain, we have first your dietary input raising your IGF-1, which activates mTOR in the sebaceous glands, and it's going to overproduce sebum. Excess oil is going to be clogging pores. Acne bacteria colonize the blockage. The immune response causes inflammation, which obviously is going to cause pimples. So what is actually raising your IGF-1 in the first place? Well, there's two specific cases. First is casein, which is a protein from dairy. Casein is stimulating your liver to produce IGF-1 directly. Secondly, an insulin spike from carbohydrates is also going to be causing this. And IGF-1 actually share the same receptor pathway, so they cross-activate. Both inputs are hitting the same mechanism. That's why cutting down on dairy and carbs is going to be directly clearing your acne problem. Here is an important side why skimmed milk is worse than full fat. So if you're going to be drinking milk anyways, some pretty important stuff. So a lot of people think the contrary, where skimmed milk is going to be better because fat is what you want to avoid, and we've already gone over why that's not the case in other videos. But why exactly in milk? So when you remove that fat, you're contradicting that casein. You also remove the fat-soluble vitamins that partially buffer the IGF-1 signal. It's ironic that the thing marked as a healthier option is actually going to be the stronger driver of acne problems. If you want, you can pause and read the exact differences, but also important why topical treatments never fully work. I know some people with a 9-step face wash plan, and why is that not going to work? So let's look at some of the main treatments and exactly why they're not going to be working. So you have adapalene, which is only going to be working at the pore level. You have benzoyl peroxide, which is killing the bacteria, and salicylic acid that's dissolving the blockage. So what all these have in common is that these are all step 4, step 5 solutions to a step 1 problem. None of them are actually touching on the IGF-1 or the mTOR. So it's very redundant to what you're doing when you can just cut it off at the root. So what are we actually going to be doing? We're going to be removing casein, so dairy out, removing glucose spikes, so carbs down. Your IGF-1 is then going to stabilize, and your mTOR activity is going to drop. Sebum normalizes, pore blockage reduces, and the acne is resolved from the root completely without any facial products. To summarize things, topicals are going to be managing the output while diet controls that input. You cannot out-cleanse a hormonal signal that's firing every time you eat skimmed milk or bread. The dermatologist is ironically working 4 steps downstream from the actual cause, and now you know what that cause actually is. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.